Welcome everyone to part 8 of the Homestuck read-through on the Observing Nerd YouTube channel and Twitch channel. I would like to thank every returning viewer for joining me for this episode, as well as welcoming every new viewer who happened to stumble here. I believe you are 8 episodes in front. I'd recommend going to episode 1 first. Last time we left off with Dave managing to convince John to not go into the final gate using his jetpack. And now we have Terezi talking to John. May my throat rest in peace. John, answered GC. Gallows Calibrator sent ectobiologist the file Lois Map. FLA. What's this? It's your world map with your second gate labeled, so you can go there. Oh man, let me drop everything and go there, because I'm in such a huge hurry to take more of your advice. John, please, give me one of your human breaks. I feel awful about killing you, even though technically you never even died, so I don't know what you're bitching about. Yeah, well, Dave said I did, and I believe him. That is because he and you are best papa pals you for life. Can't I be your pal too, John? Can't I be your pal too, John? I'm trying to get the voice right. It's difficult to get the Terezi voice right. Can't I be your pal too, John? I don't know. I thought you were okay for a while, but now you are kind of giving me the creeps. Jesus, John. What? I'm invoking the name of your Earth, Jesus, to express frustration. You mean my Earth, Jesus? I don't know. Do I? Do you have a troll, Jesus? John, we have the best troll Jesus. You don't even know. Wow, really? Or is this a joke? It's a joke. I'm not really sure what a Jesus is. Well, neither do I guess. It's pretty much not anything. John, will you please follow the map? Let me earn your trust. If you don't like what's on the other side, on the gate, you can just turn around. Okay, I'll take a look. Open map. Google Loas. This is the further out we go. This is point A, I believe. This is point A. Let's see how far it goes. This is point B. This is the second gate. Go in here. I promise you won't die this time, unless you screw up all by yourself. See if there's anything else around here. There's obviously point A. And then point B. Yeah, that's it. I thought there might have been like a reference or something. John, here's your house. I cropped this road map for you so you can find where to go easily. Fly north. Also, hi, this is me. Proceed to the second gate. Enter. You spend the next 20 minutes staring at this image before you realize it's not a flash file. Should we wait? It's a very good question of if we should wait. I'm going to not. He ended up where Rose is. That was unexpected. John, get up. Despite the pandemonium of your entrance, Rose is still sound asleep. She must be really tuckered. It looks like this little guy is awake and ready for action, though. He is adorable. You decide to name him Dr. Mugen Spangler. Answer Dave. Turntech Godhead began pestering ectobiologist. Wow, okay, you're a little early. But that's fine, I guess. Also, you suck at rockets. Ah! What? She tricked me again! Who? GC. GC. She told me how to get through to the second gate, so I went through, but it took me to Rose's house instead. Another prank. Dude, dude, you did go through the second gate. I mean, I don't know why you would listen to her again. Kind of moronic, but that's a whole other issue. She didn't trick you this time. Oh, then I don't really get this. What were you expecting? This is how it works. The progression of gates is like this whole round robin thing, cycling through each planet. Gate 2 on your planet leads to Gate 2 on Rose's. Then you build up to Gate 3 above her house, which leads somewhere else on her planet. You look for Gate 4 somewhere there, which leads to Gate 4 above my house, and so on. Wow, okay. Ordinarily, Rose would have already gone through her Gate 1, but she's sleeping pretty hard, obviously. And ordinarily, you wouldn't have gone through Gate 2 until her house was built up, so you wouldn't fall to your death. But you got your cheat rocket, so that's fine. See, we all got to coordinate on this thing. Okay, how do you know all this? Fuck. Come on, dude. Oh yeah, you're the orange Dave. Hey, no offense, but do you think I could talk to the real Dave for a second? God damn it, I am the real Dave. The one who saved your life. I'm more real actually because I've been through some heavy shit already, hopping around on red hot gears and I-beams for like a year and grinding shit out for your ungrateful ass. Here, look, check out this code from the future. Not that you deserve it. WIIN 189Q. You're fucking welcome. Wow, calm down. I'm sorry, that's not really what I meant. I mean, of course you're a real Dave, but what I mean is the Dave from my time is also my friend, and I guess he's in the same boat I'm in, not knowing stuff and all, and I'd feel bad keeping him out of the loop. Turntech Godhead be Turntech Godhead began pestering ectobiologists. Yo. Oh, hey, I think I pissed off your future self. What did you do? I said he wasn't the real Dave. I think I might have really hurt his feelings though. Don't worry about it. Why not? 'Cause I wouldn't give a shit and he's me. Okay. I'm in Rose's room, by the way. What, really? Yeah, but she's asleep. Okay, don't go anywhere. I'm coming down to the computer. Okay, Dave is here. He wants to use the computer, probably to help you scope out Rose's room and the snoop and stuff. I mean, that's what I would have done if you were alive. So I'm gonna go. Use those flappy ghost wings and tear shit up in space or something. Sure. Hey, Dave? What? In case I forgot to say so before, thank you for saving my life. Yeah. John, Snoop. Okay, I don't know what you're doing here, but I think we can both agree that you've got to rummage through as much of her shit as possible before she wakes up. Man, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really like the idea of capering around her room while she's asleep. It feels weird. I'm gonna wake her up. Dude, no, come on. She's out like a light anyway. It was some weird future thing that happened that made her sleep. A future thing? Yeah. She doesn't get more clear than that. Well, yeah, she won't wake up, so I guess so. But I'm not snooping. Fine, don't. But here, just do this one thing. See those two notebooks on the floor behind you? Yeah, they look sort of like journals. I don't think I should read those. You don't have to read them. I'm not telling you to. What kind of prying tool do you take me for? Just pick 'em up, like tidy up a bit since you made a royal fucking dump of her room just now. Oh, okay. Pick up books. Now I need you to do something else. This is important. Like for important game reasons and stuff. Take the card the books are on. Flip it over. Uh, so you can see the code? Wait a minute. I see what you're trying to do. I won't tell you the code for Rose's books. Dude, you don't have to tell me the code. Just flip it over and let me know if there's a code there. That's all. Okay, I guess. Yeah, there is a code. Alright, cool. You can ditch the books now if you want. Maybe put them back on the floor. So Rose didn't think you were snooping. Seriously, you've got some grubby fingers, bro. Why don't you mind your own business there? What is even with you? Dave, I think all this laughing made me poop in my pants too hard. Isn't that your birthday package there? Oh yeah, I think it might be. Maybe you should look at it. I don't think it counts as snooping since it's technically yours. Yeah, maybe. I wonder if she finished. She was so tight-lipped about the damn thing. I am really curious. Dave, zoom in. Rose is now on Proteus, I believe. He's awake. And why is Cal moving like that? Yarn bonk. So that's how you get someone to pass out. You fucking smack their dream self. Check Rose's bookshelf. Well, that's weird. Okay, so he has images of his cartoons. That's actually interesting. I don't know what that might mean. You can generally understand like the things that they write seem to have some importance to them, and more specifically to this game. So I wonder why these two are important. John, check Rose's bookshelf. You eye your birthday package again curiously. It's awfully tempting to peek inside, but you feel guilty about it for some reason, even though it's yours anyway. You suppose a perusal of her bookshelf would be harmless enough. Just a bunch of books. The knowledge within is meant for everybody. Dave pesters you with the message, would you decide not to bother dignifying with the whole pesterlogal deal, because it's probably just him being a truculent jackass again, so screw him. Look at a book. The Ocean Charles. The big man has the answers. Charles Barkley. You find a book full of beautiful poetry and groundbreaking philosophical thinking by American sports legend Charles Barkley. These are words to cherish. This is a man to treasure. Take book. You capture log Rose's autographed copy of This Ocean Charles. Jewels of wisdom like this don't just fall into your lap every day, and shouldn't be parted with lightly. You doubt she'll mind if you borrow her book. She's always trying to get you to read her weird books anyway. Oh, just opened the package already. You can't take it anymore. You're going to see what's inside. John. John, I never got to thank you properly for your gift. Yes, the words were there. Language, compromise, comprising the familiar veneer of gratitude rubbing off with each tired favorite traded for. God, a God blessed to a sneeze, or a few pennies cradled in a receipt. Perhaps it's a deplorable romantic in me, but I thought your present and your friendship demanded reciprocation, surpassing by some degree the utterly meaningless. The proper thanks I thought would be a demonstration that your offering was not in vain. Yes, maybe some would take your suggested alternative to my gloomy preoccupations as a passive-aggressive jab, but I know you didn't mean it that way. In fact, I'm sure reading about it now is the first time the notion has occurred to you. John, please stop rolling your eyes. The letter's down here. The gift is in this box is a resurrection. I used your present to thread life anew into a tattered heirloom, as long as I can remember. Its black, greasy appendages have been tethered limply to its ratty, porous carriage, too delicate to wash, too dear to discard. I used to love this rabbit. Now he's yours. I trust you'll find this to be adequately sentimental. Happy birthday. Rose. Put the bunny back in the box. This gift from Rose is so cool. Two sweet bunnies on one birthday? What are the odds? In a fit of enthusiasm, you shut up and jam the bunny back in the box, executing a textbook chaos dunk. Millions would have perished if everything in the ocean weren't dead already, that is. John, take box. You gently chaos dunk the fragile bunny back in the box and have capture locked it. It is such a nice present. You'll have to write Rose a thank you note and tuck it under her hairband or something. Wait, no, that would probably be creepy. This bunny reminds you that you still have a salamander in your Silodex. She is holding the bunny Dave got you. It's sort of uncanny how similar they are, aside from the knitted enchantments. Seriously, what are the odds? So weird. Time travel. Deploy beloved daughter. You release dear, precious Cassie. She was probably getting antsy in that card. You think you'll leave her here with Rose. A dangerous quest is nothing to embark on with a sweet, innocent girl stashed in your inventory. You aren't actually sure if she's a girl, though. You don't even know if salamanders can be girls. Aren't they hermaphrodites or something? You don't know anything about biology, unless it is biology that has to do with ghosts and slime. But even then, you don't actually know anything. You just sort of like pretend that you do. Looks like a troll is bugging you, Rose. Answer troll. Grim auxiliaries began trolling tentacle therapists. I'm supposed to antagonize a few members of your trivial species. I have to start somewhere and somewhen, so I am starting with you. And now it's going to be pointless and unpleasant, mostly for me. Actually, you know what? I'm not really feeling this at all. Goodbye. She she's not here right now. She's asleep. But okay, see you. Is this your human sarcasm that I've heard about? That you always use and that is basically a terrible way to communicate? No. I thought that was the thing you did. The rose human specifically. Oh yeah, that's me. I am the rose human. Look at me. I am so smart with all these snooty words and complicated things to say. I am the queen of books. Okay, you are there are these are definitely insincere statements. Why do you work so hard at being so awful? For I'm so burned. These burns are crazy. Can we just cut to the chase and be friends already? These cat and mouse games are so dumb. You know we're just going to all be friends at some point anyway. Have we spoken before? I don't know, maybe? It's hard to keep track of all your time nonsense. Now that I think about it, it is pretty conceivable that I will talk to you again in the past after this conversation. That's because you guys always do things the hard way and the dumb way. I should figure out how to viewport feature of this application works, so I can see what such a primitive creature looks like. Haha, well, I know what you guys look like. You look kind of like Howie Mandel from Little Monsters. Even though, to be perfectly frank, he was kind of a big monster, because he was a goofy big adult, and Fred Savage was like his child prankster sidekick. Is this an adversary you have encountered on your quest? No, it's a movie. You should ask John about it, because he thinks it's awesome, which it is. It seems you put stock in John's assessment of things, even really uninteresting things that are pretty terrible to listen to. He is either the leader of your pastry, of your party, or you hold whatever the human equivalent of mating fondness for him is. Yeah, I got him this really cool bunny for his birthday, and it's really nicely knitted and everything, because I am basically in love with him. You are right. Okay. Hey, just kidding. I'm sure John knows it's because I am really thoughtful, and I bet he really appreciates the present and would say thank you if he were here. Okay, human courtship is definitely a strange thing, and it's sort of blowing my mind listening to this. I think I'll talk to someone else now. Why don't you talk to John? Maybe. When along his timeline would you recommend communicating with him? Oh man, I don't know. Why don't you pick the time that will make the most complicated mess out of everything imaginable? You know, that's what you're gonna do anyway. Considering that they're obviously not that smart and basically understand whipping bug-winged fuck all about even the most elementary temporal mechanics, I'm a bit perplexed as to why I find myself so vehemently fondling the short end of the antagonism stick here. Kind of irritating. Going to talk to your comrades, this John human, and figure out what's going on. Okay. If you talk to him in the past, he'll understand even less buggy-wicked fucked all about time, and he'll be confused. So maybe paste something from this conversation to him? I don't know. And if you talk to him in the future, he'll probably know all this stuff, like things you've said to him but haven't said yet. Then you'll be confused. Sorry, that's how this works. Don't say I didn't warn you. Consider me fully briefed on the matter. Until next time, Rose. Next time in the past. Yeah, bye. Grim auxiliatrix began pestering twin Armageddons. If you're not too busy still setting up the network, perhaps you could come show me how to activate the viewport? I am, in fact, too busy still setting it up. Whoa, here's an idea. Press F1. My keyboard is still missing the F1 key. Lie. Lies. Trying to read their numbers. Lies. Don't bother me, I'm not in the mood. If I see one more snarl of wires kind of jutting out and being tangled or whatever, I am going to perform some sort of athletic fucking somersault off the deep end and get a call from the president or some shit. So go away. You used to like to talk more. If I recall, I was typically the one who would solicit reprieves of your nonsense. So I don't know what happened. That was before I knew we were all going to die, and no one believed me. And now look at you all believing me suddenly. Uncanny. Then why are you doing this? Setting up these stations for us? Two, to get you all off my bulge about it. But I won't troll any of them personally. No way. Kind of juvenile. But you guys go knock yourselves out, okay? See the menu up top? See the menu up top? Fiddle around with that till you open the viewport. I did fiddle with it, to no avail. If you can't figure out shit out by fucking around, you don't belong near computers. Kind of like with registered sex offenders in schools. If you move to a new town, you have to go up to your neighbor's door and warn them about how stupid you are, and give them a chance to hide all their innocent technology and vandalize your house. He stole the F1 key. Oh no, someone just threw it at him. Rose and Dave, shut up and jam. Dave shows you some of his sweet gear. Wow, he is so cool. It's taking a while to load. There we go. I don't know what's up with Cal. I hate it. Rose, first be the pony, second follow mom. You are now the pony. You stand outside some ruins which your beloved master's mother entered recently. Outside you find a striking scarcity of oats or greenery, or anything at all that is delicious to chew on. This is as compelling a reason as any to follow her inside. Maplehoof, enter. You go in the ruins. Your clopping hooves echo throughout the cavernous and foreboding environment, but you are too stupid to be nervous. Your powerful snout detects the scent of Rose's mom. She went that way. Follow scent. Good grief! Look at all this grist. A large and terrible monster must surely have been slain here. Collect grist. Maplehoof is now apparently the perhaps most grist out of anyone. You pick up all the grist and store it in Rose's grist cask. Oh no, Rose now is. This is entirely too much grist of too many exotic types for such a low-level player, but you'll take it. You don't look a gift horse in the pink heart tattoo. The grist overflow is gathered by the grist gutter, a utility supplied by Grist Torrent. It is stored and gradually redirected to other players. Proceed. Rose's mom stands on a small platform and disappears. You are a little nervous about transportalizing yourself, as a quadruped grisly bisection strikes you as a very real possibility, even though you're too dumb to think of such things. John, first, be the hat. Second, find Dad. Rose stops being the pony just in time for John to start being the hat. The breeze carries you to where you need to go. You settle in front of a man in sore need of a fresh hat. He gathers the clean hat along with a shoe he found through similarly serendipitous means to replace one he lost. This is gonna be like the rivalry that we've been waiting for. I've been waiting personally for the parental figures to interact. John, visit Rose's alchemiter. You decide to try the code Dave Sprite gave you. Make item. The thing is huge and costs a fortune. 500,000 pieces of bilgrist, garnets, diamonds, and gold, and a single piece of quartz. There's no way you can make that, let alone wield it, even with your ghost gloves. It seems like a very strong weapon. Shrink it down. Now it's more reasonable. Fear no anvil. You use the alchemiter's scaling upgrade to reduce it to a more manageable and affordable size. You make a weapon called Fear no anvil. Pastor Dave Sprite. So, what is this? The thing the code made. Really powerful hammer. How do you know? I thought you couldn't use hammers. I can't. Better be, though. Got it from Hephaestus. Who's that? Really tough to kill dude. You killed him for it? Nope. How'd you get it then? Shenanigans. Okay. Check out Rose. Check out Dave's computer. It seems you have a visitor. Oh, there's Hephaestus. Wait, what? Oh my god, the bosses are going to be the special apps that these people have. So now I'm wondering what app did John have? What special app did John have? I'll check later. I need that as a GIF. Fix GA's computer. That's for TA. There's nothing to fix. Just got to open the viewport. It's easy. Rose, examine laptop. So this is like this is their timeline, and I presume more specifically the part of the timeline in which each person gets added to, like the gray line is when they're in their world, in the real world, then they go into the medium. That's the black area. Examine laptop. Someone has been using your Pesterchum account, and you somehow doubt the culprit was this young, upright amphibian presently throwing a fit. Go find John. You hurry to the door so you can catch John before he goes gallivanting off somewhere. But it seems your door is ajar. Funny, you don't remember leaving your door ajar, even though it's sort of absurd for you to take note of such a thing considering John recently left your room. Oh well, it doesn't matter. You will now proceed through this door uneventfully. Time travel, I'm presuming. Proceed through the door uneventfully. You get dumped on by a bucket full of hellacious blue phlegm aneurysm gushers as a thoughtful but mischievous thank you gesture from John. Your prankster's gambit plunges to an all-time low. You cannot hope to defeat Egbert in a prank-off. He is simply the best there is. Equip trusty rocket. Rose obviously isn't waking up anytime soon. Might as well take some time to explore and maybe stop by again later. Well, Dr. Meowgon, do you want to come along for the ride? Sure looks that way. Okay, hop aboard then. Adventure awaits. Blast off. Where is he off to now? At least you have this little fellow here to keep you company. You will name him Viceroy Bubbles von Salamancer. Dave, be the puppet. You have no idea what the hell that means. But yeah, you can kiss that obnoxious puppet goodbye. Maybe now you can get a decent night's sleep. Falling into the void. Wait a minute. No fucking way. Is he here? Is my boy here? Okay, this is the most ridiculous thing you have ever seen. What's taking place here is almost certainly illegal. You're not sure which laws are being broken, but it is probably a lot. AR, follow. John, explore. You spy a boat on the shore of one of the islands below. You wonder who could be out here rowing in the middle of the ocean. Investigate. Hoof prints in the sand. The mystery deepens. Enter. There are many frightening and powerful monsters in here. The cocklich. May the jokes be made. Uh, I am cocklich. I'm still just a bit shocked at that. Aggress. Crazy damage bonk. You stun them with the cool time powers of your awesome new hammer, and then dispatch them swiftly. Collect spoils. The good Dr. Spengler helps you gather the riches. Proceed. There's a platform over here. You guess you'll go stand on it. Oh wow, it just made you disappear. Oh my god, he's gonna visit the trolls, isn't he? Ex Explore lab. I'm presuming one of these labs may have fallen on Earth, and that's what ended up. We know that there was a meteorite which landed on Earth near Jade's house, so perhaps one of these meteorites landed on Earth near where Rose's house would be, which would lead us to what happened, which would lead us to how that laboratory got near Rose's house. I presume. Explore lab further. Now, what the hell is going on in here? Who cares? Just ride the pony already. Yes. Fuck yes. Hell fucking yes. But seriously, what in the hell is going on in here? But seriously, keep exploring. You find a sweet getup. It's almost as if it was tailor-made for you. How weird would that be? Put it on. You equip the junior ectobiologist's lab suit. Examine nearby station. Now, what in the hell is going on in here? Of course, it's obvious what's going on in here. It's another one of those four-monitored house-shaped terminal thingies. AR. Resist urge to ride bro's rocket board. You fail to resist the urge. You start thrashing up stunts, something uncanny brutal on your quest for mad justice, yo. Get this way rude municipality under control. Shit is basically flying off the hook. It's like shit wants nothing to do with that hook. The hook filed for divorce from that shit and is now seeking custody of the hook and the shit's two kids. Pop a fucking wheelie. These hops are unreal. Shit this flagrant should be illegal. It probably is, but you don't care. This is why he got exiled. PM. Prepare to depart for battlefield. You have traveled to Prospect's moon to board a shuttle headed for the battlefield. There you will seek the counsel of the White King. No, don't tell me. No. Jack Noir. No, it's not Jack Noir. It's something worse. It's a furry. You have unwittingly been tailed by a nefarious courtyard droll from Durst. CD pick PM's pocket. You pilfer the White Queen's ring. Depart. None the wiser, you board the shuttle. Next stop, Skya. You receive an incoming message from the draconian dignitary. You tell him you've got the ring. He says good. Bring it to him while he waits for an update from the hegemonic brute, who's been tracing the king's movements down on the battlefield. He asks if you are still wearing that ridiculous outfit. He says you don't have to anymore, by orders of the Sovereign Slayer. You say, you say you'd still rather wear the outfit. He's got nothing to say about that. Okay, so I'm presuming that this is gonna be Diamond Droogs, Hegemonic Brew's gonna be Harsh Boxcars, Sovereign Slayer, that's gonna be Spade Slick, and in this scenario, Jack Noir, and this is the one I forgot the name of. Clover something. Jade. Jesus, she's kicking his ass. Additional pummeling. Dead Grandpa Smackdown. Sweet. Catch. Jesus, what did she do to... Jesus, his sword is broken. It's too late. She's gone. You'll have to remember to deliver it later. Somehow. The best way to remind yourself that you're carrying a ring is to put it on your finger. She is now a god. Of course, that was just an imaginary transformation, since the ring doesn't work like that on humans. It was fun to pretend, though. Meanwhile, in a timeless expanse, somewhere, a war-weary villain. No. Ho 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 ho. Oh ho ho ho. A war-weary villain. This is gonna be the wayward vagabond before he became an exile, isn't it? Rue's eternal struggle between feuding royalty. The battlefield holds little promise for the peaceful life of a simple farmer. Rise up. Jack Noir. That's why he loves democracy and he hates any form of royalty. Because he has to deal with Jack Noir being royalty now. And also the royalty fucking up his farm. Rose, alchemize a whole bunch of cool stuff. Shit, let's be Santa. Sweet bro and Hella Jeff. Shit, let's be Santa. Boot, great boot. Fuck. Come on. Fuck. Who would even make these conch sock boots anyway? Immigrants. Bimp. And the night before Christmas, and all went through a house, not a creature. God bless us, everybody. Combine hub and laptop. You make the hub top. That one was pretty obvious. Combine bronzed vacuum and umbrella. You make the bronze vacuum umbrella. Useless, but you're still getting warmed up. Combine salamander and eldritch plush. You make a huggable, soft salamander plush. You award it to Vincroy on account of good behavior. Combine ink bottle and gushers. You make a box of bodacious black liquid sorrow gushers. Another croaker nightmare rears its ugly head. The ink reserves the healing properties of the blue flag. These are pure poison. Combine hubtop and hairband. You make the hubtop band, a convenient hands-free computing device. Combine magnetic W and bottle of vodka. You make a bottle of magnetic vodka. In addition to having high alcohol content, the liquid inside appears to have magnetic properties. You you guessed this could be useful. Combine wizard statue and ball of yarn. You make a ball of silk and wizard beard yarn with magical properties. It has magical properties because it is made of a wizard. Maybe you can make something with magical properties that is more useful than this. What do you mean you use yarn? You could have magic yarn. I know you're not the Witch of Space, but still. Combine wizard statue and knitting needles. You make a pair of needle wands. They crackle with the magic and with the magic energies. It is time to make something cool to wear. Combine knittings and velvet pillow and squiddle shirt. You make a stylish velvet squiddle knit dress. Combine needle wands and grimoire. You make the thorns of Oglogoth. Their needles seem to shiver with dark desires of the deep one. Any sane adventurer would cast these instruments of the occult into the furthest ring and forget they ever existed. Is she a sane adventurer? She's not a sane adventurer. Aggressive encroaching malefactors. Welcome to the party, motherfuckers. Build. You take advantage of Dave's map to make some architectural headway on his building. You are really proud of your floor plan. It is so cool. Speaking of naps, you have been asleep for some time yourself. You suppose you'd better wake up soon. But then, your neighbor in the other tower is supposed to be waking up soon too. And it sure would be a shame if you weren't around to greet him. Dave, wake up and jam. And by jam, you mean alchemize, of course. Whoa, your house is huge suddenly. Anyway, let's get this party started. Combine sunglasses and iPhone. Make a pair of eye shades. This one was really obvious because future Dave had a pair. But he took them with him when he prototyped himself. But now you have a pair too, so that's cool. Combine timetables and computer. You make the turn top. Convenient computing on the go. Serve like you have with your eye shades, but with all your important files and apps on there, not to mention Spurb. Plus, maybe it has some weird time powers. You have no idea. You'll mess with it later. Combine Puppet Tux plus Smuppet. You upgrade the Puppet Tux future Dave made. He probably made it by combining one of your bro's badass marionette suits with your shirt and scaling it up to fit. That's how you would have made it anyway. You add a Smuppet to the mix to make a softer and more stylish red plush Puppet Tux. It is like walking around in snuggly pajamas. Action pajamas. Combine broken Kale Scratch and Ruby Contraband. You combine a couple more items you got from future Dave's loot stash, the broken form of Kale Scratch and some Ruby Contraband, whatever the hell that is. The resulting item costs a fortune. You have no idea what it is. Preview item with holopad. You momentarily reconfigure your alchemiter upgrades to make use of the holopad extension. You pop the card in the slot and check it out. The combination would produce the broken scarlet ribbit horror. Combine whole Khaled scratch and ruby contraband. Out of curiosity, you try it again with a whole sword. You dial back Khaled Scratch's little turntable, rewinding the sword to a point in its history before it was broken. You then combine it with the red frog thingy to show the complete scarlet ribbit horror. But there's no way you can afford to make that yet. It costs even more now. Maybe you'll stick to combining items around your house for now, rather than stuff from your future Scylla decks. It'll be less confusing that way, and probably less expensive. Combine Shitty Sword and Hella Jeff drawing. Okay, thank God there's another sweet bro and Hella Jeff comic. You use one of your bro's really shitty swords from the fridge and a printout of Hella Jeff to make a sword. This thing is so unspeakably shitty you are having a hard time even holding it. Combine Snoop Dogg photo and Mini AC and Caleb Scratch. You make a Snoop Dogg snow cone machete. When foes drop it like it's hot, just turn up the blizzizzle nozzle so they can chislax faux rizzle. Combine skateboard and Hella Jeff drawing. You make Unreal Air. It is Unreal Air. And there it goes. It is ridiculous. What kind of air this thing is getting. Dude, come get the ruler. Check this out. Yeah, it's not coming back. Make another one. You just make it another one. You quickly stash it in the card so it can't escape from above. Combine Game Bro magazine and timetables. Exclusive bro strategies. The hottest secrets. Shh. Challenge your thumbs to the maximum. Outrageous video stunts at your fingertips. Where are all the secrets in here, bro? Turn back the clock and make a vintage game, bro. You think you remember this one from your bro stash. It is a classic. Combine Batarang plus Midnight Crew poster. You make a whole pile of Sudarangs because they are really cool and pretty cheap. Combine plush Puppet Tuck plus Midnight Crew poster. You make a four aces suited. You make four aces suited. You aren't really sure which one you like better. The red one is softer while the black one is sort of stiff and starchy. Anyone wearing this suit is all business. Maybe you'll switch it up as your mood dictates. Combine plus Puppet Tucks plus Felt Poster. This would make the Felt Duds, if you had some of whatever that green grist is. Combine Smuppet and Felt Poster. You make a jutting out and impudent Felt plush. You do an acrobatic fucking pirouette off the handle and into his heart, and he into yours. Combine Dead Things in Amber and Smuppet. You make a foam mutant Smuppet encased in amber. Now we're getting somewhere. Combine Dead Things in Amber. For the sake of science, you combine them instead. I combine them instead of and combine. Make an Amber Muppet Smuppet abomination. So cool. Now this is how you make shit work. Egbert and Lalonde should be taking notes. Combine Fetus in a Jar and Mr. T Puppet. Good fucking god. You make the foam fettle Mr. T in a jar. Another back-breaking victory for science. These are war crimes. You're looking pretty chill with your new freak show entourage. The underlings all look kind of put off by it though. You're kind of weirding them out. Combine camera and capture lock card. You make the Capturoid camera. You can use it to snap a ghost image of any object without capture locking it. Spit it out and a brand new capture lock card every time. Could be a useful way to take a large inventory of anything you encounter without cluttering up your Scylla decks. Also for grabbing codes for stuff you can't ordinarily pick up. Take photo of self. You take one of your patented ironic cool guy self-portraits. Man, so cool. That's really all there is to say on the matter. Combine fetus in a jar and self-portrait photo. That would apparently make Dave's brain in a jar. Gross. Costs a king's ransom, though, because of course the organ is virtually inimitable. Doesn't stop you from capture logging its hologram, though. Capture log the capture the hologram of your own brain. Okay, that's probably the weirdest thing you've ever done, but okay. Combine brain and SBHJ drawing and Capturoid camera. You make the sweet bro and hella Jeffifier. Finally, something useful. It cost you minus 1,000 units of artifact grist. Try it out. Oh, sweet bro and hella bro, where to go? I was going to show you my chops. Oh, hot dude, are those wings? Time to fly up away to the sun, you fucking piece of garbage. Okay. The only thing that's left to really do is watch that asshole fall. Looks like it automatically prints out a Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff comic in some way related to whatever you take a picture of. This should save you a lot of time, specifically the 5 minutes it takes you to draw a comic. You're a busy guy. Oh no. I mean, this is better than AI drawings, but still, I hate it. They predicted AI art. Fuck. Make copies of Rose's journal. This is perhaps the most batshit insane thing I've seen in this game yet. Not in this game, in this web comic. Wait, no, it's Burp, so it counts as a game. Can't forget the most important thing you came up here to make. Gotta be getting your snoop on. Take a look. Meow. Complacency of the learned. Geez. You wonder what could be in meow. Read it. Meow 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 meow. To no surprise at all, this book is full of more meow letters. Looks like Rose is totally nuts. What else is new? You guess you'll try out the other book. Looks like it's some sort of creative writing project. Read Complacency of the Learned. Friglish bothered his beard, as if unkinking a hitch in a long silk windsock. A more pedestrian audience would parse the exhibit as nervous compulsion. Ugh. Behavior to petition contempt among the reasonable. He was, however, not surrounded by the reasonable, but the wise, a distinction in men that would forever be the difference in history's garland of treasured follies. As a matter of fact, his cadre of fellow wizards were all putting similar moves on their beards as well. The practice would invite thoughtfulness, sagacity, even, if they didn't do it all the time. Standing in line at the bank, shooing squirrels from bird feeders, few occasions were safe. Zazurpan inspected the clue, a single piece of evidence cradled in his courageous old man palms. It was a human bone, not striking in detail if it told alone so much as that told by the thousands like it, festoning the marshy soil of the mass grave. The grisly expanse bore the texture of a decadent desert, like one of Smarty's formidable custard trifles wobbled out on wheels for the holidays, to the dismay of a small nation. You're certain of this? Asked Friglish. Despite what he was doing with his beard, he was in fact immersed in meaningful contemplation. I am afraid I am becoming more so with each terrible tick groused by that gaudy timepiece slung around your neck. In case it wasn't clear, Friglish wore a clock Zazerpan didn't care for. It was magic. The massacre of Sirs Nelf was not as written. What has you convinced it was a hand of our disciples in this blackness? Executist chimed in. I believe I A fat face stammered, eyes darting with the guilt of a thief in the throes of an unraveling alibi. I can summon a more pressing line of inquiry. No, Smarty. Nobody was in the mood for a sticky bunt loaf just now. Zazapan's ears fell unsubstantial to any line of inquiry, pastry-oriented or otherwise. His abstruse contour carved a pondering shape in the fog carpeting centuries dead. His 11 great predicant scholar. His 11 contemporaries too embraced the muted consternation of their great predicant scholar. Few wizards kept sharper adumbratives or read them with such lucidity. When Zazapan treated men with silence, it was seldom unrepaid by the wise and reasonable alike. It was harrowing to entertain. Zazapan, the learned, storied complacency of wizards, was marked for grander decadence. Disciples hand-picked, vetted by Ockite the bona fide, and tested by Gastril the munificent. The 12 sweetest, most studious children a pair of elderly eyes could give their sparkle. Not the ragged gutter snipe so oft harvested by the common obscenity. Those vituperative little beggars with hearts to corrupt as dropped bananas brown. That these chosen youngsters would turn was not merely unthinkable, but something of a roundhouse to the temporal bones of the upper indifference's high chamber of soft-skulled prophets. His wisdom-savaged brow pruned further with recount of his many lessons to would-be successors. Lessons to advance humanity's elucidation and prosperity. An outcome this bleak trailed how now painfully obviated. There were few puzzles the learned could not suspend and dissect in the recondite manifold beneath his extremely expensive pointy hat, daring to pitch his cherished pupils in with the foul melee of history's rogues. The, the heretofore the heretofore abstract scourge that built up civilizations with ungodly magic and tore them down with joyful malice, would prove an intellectual trespass to make his calcium deficient bones quake. And more daring yet was the only question that now mattered. Could a bunch of bearded, scraggly old men in preposterous outfits hunt them down? He didn't have an answer. Only a simple observation so blunt and uncharacteristically jejune for the lauded sage it was breathtaking in its self-evidency. We're going to need more wands. Wow, think of something better. This wizard story seems really involved and kind of confusing. You'll have to save your place and dig into it later. Then maybe ask Rose what the hell the deal with it is. Go get a bookmark. You return to your room in search of a bookmark. Oh hey, finally a use for that pointless juice-stained beta that will never serve any purpose, past or future. You drop it on the John in case you're looking for some reading material later. Check on Rose. She's performing magic. Pester. Whoa, why are you burning your wizard fanfiction? I'm not. I'm not. This book contains a genetic code. Oh, okay. Then why are you burning that? The gods from the furthest reaches asked me to. From the furthest ring asked me to. Is that some dumb wizard thing you just made up, or something to do with tentacle monsters? I can't keep track of what you like anymore. How did you know I wrote a story about wizards anyway? John told me. He was all snooping around your room while you were asleep, and I was like, no, man, don't. So not cool. Then he was like, haha, dude, check it out. This book is full of wizard slash. And I was like, I don't even want to know. This is such a crazy violation of privacy. This story sounds suspicious. Do you want me to chew him out about it? I will, because that was so outrageous. I don't know where he got off being like that. No, I don't actually mind. Too bad I missed him. I thought you hated wizards. What's the deal with that? I like wizards. What I don't like is my mother's obsession with feigning interest in them to antagonize me. Oh man, that's so messed up that you think that. She probably digs wizards for real, just like you, and you're blowing shit out of proportion, like pretty much always. You and she could probably have been chatting up how awesome wizards were this whole time, but no. You're probably burning your nut job meow book to spite her too, aren't you? No, I told you. It's one of the gene sequences locked in my subconscious. The gods say it's critical to destroy it. Oh yeah, I thought that was a joke. When did they say that? When I was asleep. You mean when we were dancing and stuff in our dreams? Yes. When I flew to your tower, I heard them. They're far above, in the dark sky. I've never seen or heard these things in my dreams. Aren't you often distracted by music and puppets? Yeah. Have you ever looked into the sky without your sage? No, what a ridiculous question. Maybe you should try it sometime. You're the Prince of the Moon. I'm sure they've been meaning to seek a royal audience. What do all these knots mean? Don't know. Anyway, yeah, I guess I'll do that. Get some sky monsters to boss me around. Sounds cool. Dave Sprite, also Pester. Ugh. So really, why are you burning that? I just explained this to other Dave. Do I have to explain everything to you twice now? No, I know. I am using Dave's spare computer. I saw the whole conversation through his Pesterchum account. Oh, I see. So instead of having to double explain, I merely have to put up with being double spied upon. What a relief. I just mean, you didn't burn that book in the future. That book was completely pointless. I know, but now it's not. You appear to make it relevant by traveling to the past. So does that mean the sleeping thing worked? You remember the future? I remember some things. Okay, cool. So why is the cat code so terrible now? I don't know. But the gods were pretty emphatic about it. Well, okay, I guess it's done, but why are you so sure they're right? Have you ever known them to be wrong? I guess not, but they sort of freak me out. I mean, listening to gross space mutants all day isn't my idea of an awesome time. Especially the ones that sing, oh god. Is that why you always kept the music turned up? No, I flip out to little jams because they kick ass, obviously. I guess we'll choke another riddle up in the solved column. Yeah, case the fuck closed. Are you talking to future me? Yes. Okay, I'm out of the loop again. Between you taking orders from Dream Beast and birdwing me with like future secrets, I'm doing some sort of spectacular fucking jackknife off the loop and getting a wink and a nod from Barack Obama. I'm coming upstairs. Okay. Chill with Dave Sprite. So it was pretty funny how I made a copy of Rose's evil book right before she burned it, and now she doesn't know about it. I know it's crazy what kind of foresight this guy has. I'm telling you. I know it's crazy what kind of foresight this guy has. I'm telling you, coincidences like that aren't real. They don't even happen most of the time. The best thing about how I did that is how it is in no way will ever come back to bite us in the ass ever. Dude, our shit is safe. So safe. Gonna sleep pretty sound tonight with that big fucking payload of safety you just got dropped on us. Gonna be all hugging my pillow and shit, grinning like a goddamn bear full of honey. Safer than some Flintstone vitamins in a bottle. Keep twisting Junior, all you get is clicks. Asshole thinks it's candy. Doesn't even know he just stepped on a security rig and got a face full of fucking safety. Yeah, anyways, guess I'll go back down and burn that book. Alright. Go back in time and stop the thief. Looks like you already tried that. Whatever took those books was a pretty cold-blooded dude. You figured you'll cool it on the time travel for a while. Don't want to see the Dave corpses start to pile up, especially if one of them winds up being you. Throw yourself out the window. You ditch the body before Jade sees it. That would probably freak her out. Press a button on a control panel. You push one of the nearby buttons. It activates the upper right monitor. The view is locked onto a particular location on Earth at a particular date and time. Whoever was in the lab appears to have recently calibrated this device. Examine monitor. The monitor displays a town on the west coast of the United States. It appears to be your old neighborhood, but there is a factory there you now recognize. The date is December 1st, 1995, a few months before you were born. But the same date and month that Jade was born. Zoom in. An old woman is escorted by her son on a lovely day. A target has been locked over the gentleman's mother. A meteor overhead looms unnoticed. They witness the destruction of the facility, collateral damage to a corporation owned by a renowned billionaire explorer. A mystery begins. Press blue button. You create a paradox ghost imprint of the woman you recognize to be your grandmother. Switch 4. You switch to a monitor displaying the view of a remote island in the Pacific on December 3rd, 1995. Zoom in. There's the billionaire. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. 1995, December 3rd. A few months before John. John? Oh yeah, is John like a year younger than everyone? He's a year younger than everyone. Why didn't I realize that? I'm stupid. A renowned billionaire explorer approaches on his yacht. An old factory lost 2 days prior, but a new shipmate gained. Together, they settle the island and plunder its secrets. A meteor overhead streaks unnoticed, headed towards an unseasonably warm city in the central United States. Press blue button. You create a paradox ghost imprint of the man you spotted in the woods with your book. The ghost sludge is collected. Switch 3. You switch to a view of an unseasonably hot, warm city in the central United States on December 4th, 1995. Zoom in. An outrageously awesome dude stands before a crater where his favorite record shop stood 1 day prior. He is prepared for the occasion with a small pair of outrageously awesome shades. A meteor overhead races unnoticed, headed to a lake near a laboratory on the east coast of the United States. No aquatic life would survive. Press blue button. You create a paradox ghost imprint of the outrageously awesome dude. The sludge is allocated to one of another pair of tubes. Switch 2. You switch again to a view of your neighborhood on April 13th, 1996. It is the day of your birth. There is more real estate you do not recognize near the recently devastated baked goods facility. It is a shopping mall you have never seen before. Zoom in. A professional lady and a new mother has traveled from the opposite coast at the behest of a famous and wealthy scientist to study one of numerous recent celestial anomalies while he is on expedition. She notices a meteor overhead on collision course with a quaint family joke shop. A distinguished gentleman notices the lady and comes outside to greet her. Oblivious to the threat above, the gentleman's mother remains inside, busying herself with a tall bookshelf, a ladder, and a rather hefty unabridged joke book. An old mother lost today, but a new son gained. The gentleman discovers a clue. A powerful nose detects perfume. The lady has fled. The mystery deepens. But the monitor has not lost track of the lady. Press blue button. You create a paradox ghost imprint of the professional lady. The sludge fills the final tube. Once all the tubes are filled, an automated sequence begins to execute. 4 young paradox clones are created. Oh my lord. Oh my fucking god. No. Is this how they're made? That's fucking Dirk. I know at least this much through cultural osmosis. That's fucking Dirk. Welcome, Dew on the Grass. I I know these characters at least. That's the little I know. There's one more button to push. Ectobiology sure does involve a lot of button pushing. At least it does when you're a junior ectobiologist. Your loyal assistant, Dr. Meowgon, is all over this one. One pair of tubes empties the sludge into the chamber below. The other pair does as well. Another sequence is activated. Now there's 8 of them. Apparently, they altered the DNA in order to now make a copy of the main 4. We have the grandmother, the grandfather, the mother, the brother, and now the main 4 again. Scale Echelladder. You store up your Echelladder to claim the coveted, if difficult to pronounce rung, ectobiology biolo babysitter. Your ladder is absolutely hemorrhaging the boon dollars. Just what your pork hollow's fat ass needs. You surpass 1 million boon dollars and trade them all in for a single whopping boon buck. This is, of course, going directly into the college fund for these youngsters. Sure as heavy. Into the hollow it goes. I wonder what's going to happen with these children. Navigating the vale nearby. An old man has much to do before he returns to Earth. Dies, gets stuffed by his adopted yet biological daughter slash granddaughter, and stuck in front of a fireplace. Okay, so from what I'm gathering, this is literally what happened. The, they were born not through normal means. That's why we never see any actual like mothers and grandmothers and such. No, like other like significant parent figures. No, they were born because of a alien fucking machine on a meteor. And I have a feeling this will never be brought up again ever after the fact, except in passing. And I don't know, maybe Jade's grandfather was the one who did it. I mean, that explains why the babies all look similar, but like weird mixed. I don't know, maybe her grandfather, maybe Dave was like a mix between her grandfather or her mother and or Rose's mother and his brother, something like that. I don't know. Maybe they had their DNA slightly altered. An old man has much to do before he returns to Earth, dies, gets stuffed by his adopted yet biological daughter slash granddaughter, and stuck in front of a fireplace. Taking priority at the moment is shipping two passengers long overdue for a reunion. So that's where they went. He has a wallet fetch modus. CG, Troll John. Before before I do the screaming voice, forgive me doing the grass. Before I do that, I'm going to need to drink some water. God, how did Dirk baby break the glass? See? This is the case in point. What point? The point I was just making about the ultimate riddle, you blithering, fucculent shithole. Okay, that's your cue to laugh at me some more, I guess, because you seem to really get off whenever I flame you. Humans are deranged. Oh man, I must be getting closer to the conversations where you're trolling me harder. This is pretty exciting. Can't wait to see what you got up your sleeve. You see what I mean? Fuck you about that. Anyway, you weren't making a point about the ultimate riddle, dude. Yes, I was, and now I'm losing my train of thought, dipshit. Nope, we never talked about it. Yet. Oh, hell. That's right. Damn it. Guess it's going to be confusing. Oh, you're just starting to figure that out now. See, I kind of painted myself into a corner. I started trolling you at the end, just before the rift, and then jumped back a little, and now I guess I've become railroaded into working backwards here, unless I want to do the other sort of dumb schizophrenic hopping around like the others. Oh my god, I know, you've already told me like a million times. I have? Wow, I can't wait for all these amazing conversations to take place. It's going to be like that human vacation with the giant red chimney asshole up in here. You know, the one where a bunch of moany nook suckers sing at a little pine tree, I think. Man, I've got to say I'm a little disappointed by this masterful trolling you were bragging about. I was bragging? Why would I bother with that sort of pedantic human horse shit? Maybe you should consider that I was bragging to get your hopes up in the future, only to let you down, and thus troll you masterfully in that respect. Maybe, but that would be pretty weak too. Your brittle human calcium-based skull is what is weak, and if you and I were in the proximity of a blunt instrument, I wouldn't have much trouble proving it. Whatever. So what was the case in point you were making anyway? I was scrolling back and noticed you were in the Vale. Whoa, I am? Yeah, dum-dum. You're tumbling around on a big goddamn meteor. And you just created younger versions of yourself and your guardians, probably by mucking around with that thing like a doofus. Wait, these are baby versions of us? So clueless. What did you think you were doing there anyway? Well, I saw footage of my Nana, and some other people who I am pretty sure were like Jade's grandpa and Rose's mom and stuff from a long time ago. And then there were all these little guys scurrying around, so they're like clone copies of us? No, they are literally you and your guardians. Paradox clones. Huh? What do you mean they are literally us? Do they go back in time? Yeah, obviously. Great guess, brain hero. But technically, they aren't even sent back in time because with respect to the medium, your universe's timeline is meaningless. Seriously, why would it give a crap about Earth's past or future or whatever? From its perspective, it's just a bunch of points to choose from. Just like your chronology is from our perspective. But I guess it's a bunch of semantics. With respect to your personal chronology, yeah, they go back in time. A paradox clone is by definition a correctly cloned duplicate that will inevitably go back in time and become the original target that was cloned. If it's a malformed clone, it's just a meaningless mutant that has no bearing on the stable loop continuum. I don't see any tentacles or extra eyeballs or warped bone bulges, so those gross little things there are all you guys, waiting to go to Earth and grow up and become the insipid bunch of grub-fisted douchebags you all are now. And this was the point I was trying to make about the ultimate riddle. What is a riddle anyway? Maybe I can guess. I'm good at riddles. Think again, ignoramus. It's not even that great, or even much of a riddle at all. In the course of your adventure, you would have encountered all these fragments of like weird poems and shit. You find them along your quests, with clues and stuff buried in them to help you solve puzzles and move huge stone columns and make staircases appear and lots of nonsense like that. And it's all masked in this flowery, sort of frothy, poetic jackassery that nobody really cares about. And I sure as hell don't care about spoiling it for you. But what all these lofty symbolic illusions boil down to is some grander statement about what you see happening here, that you were always the key to seeding your own existence through this game, and any hope that it could be played out differently or that you could have avoided this whole mess was always just a ruse. A distraction, perhaps? What? Never mind. Because if it didn't go down this way, then how were you even born? Get it? Which is especially pathetic since Paradox Space apparently went to all this trouble to make you just have to fail and die. Really, there's nothing more tragic than these null sessions full of kids entering the game and fulfilling some cosmic destiny shit just to get wiped out and leave behind an empty, pointless psiposphere for all eternity. Actually, it's sort of hilarious, or it would be if it didn't affect me personally. But anyway, there's a lot more to the riddle than just that, like what we were just talking about last time we talked. But that's sort of the gist of the themes it deals with. Okay. Well, if I run into some salamanders who tell me all about this riddle and get really excited about it, I will try to act surprised. So this is the same kind of thing you went through with like being your own paradox clones and creating your own parents and stuff? Yeah. How did that even work with 12 of you? It was really fucking complicated, and I'm not going to get into it. Our family structures are already way more complicated than yours without even getting into spooky time slime involved. Basically, we have nothing in common whatsoever, except maybe this. I was the guy in your position to make all these clones. Frankly, it all kind of freaked me the hell out. Huh. Yeah, I guess now that you mention it, I am finding it a little strange. Oh, only just now? Fuck, you're fast. I hope you got the mad boombucks to pay off those speeding tickets. No, no, I mean the ghost stuff and paradoxes are one thing, of course. It's something else. It's just, this is really weird. What's so weird about it? Well, normally humans hatch from like these slimy pods. Then we wriggle out as little pink larvae. Oh, really? Huh, maybe we have more in common than I thought. Maybe those really are mutant clones and they aren't going back to seed your planet? Sure. Hell, I'm confused now. Not that I give a shit about you and your pointless awful lives. Hey, I have an idea. or you can get back to me in a few minutes. I mean, like a few minutes of my time, not yours. All of these little pink monkeys are getting way out of line and I have to tend to them. If you message me in a couple minutes, we can continue conversing in a sane, linear fashion for a change. Okay. And after that, you can keep going backwards and then make fun of me riding my little red rocket. You can tell me I look like a silly little paradox clone fresh out of my slime tube, and this is just all a big nursery time recess jamboree. That would burn me good. Okay, that is pretty good, but I can't use it because you said it. And then later, right now, you'd get the satisfaction of knowing you were the one to come up with that burn. See, you're dealing with a pro. You can't out troll me, so just forget about it and stop trying. What I find interesting is that due to how paradox we've learned now how paradox cones works, that means that the Jasper that we see die that was with Rose apparently has four eyes underneath that hat. I didn't expect that. John, 10 to little pink monkeys. They're scrambling all over the place. They appear to be preoccupied by some of the objects littered around the lab. At least it is keeping them busy. I need to drink more water. Jesus. His voice, Carcat's voice, always fucks me up. John, get trolled by CG again. Okay, it's a few minutes later. Look how sane and linear we are being. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Now fuck you and goodbye. Wait, what? I was just looking at all these rascals, and I was wondering how they go back in time and become us and stuff. Does it have something to do with the reckoning? How do you know about that? You told me. We had this great dare going to see who could be the least helpful and informative, and you totally lost, dude. You were hella helpful. I was obviously just spitting your stupid, pointless human dare. What is a dare anyway? It's nothing. Someone says do something, and then, oh, laugh, laugh. You lose if you don't do it. That isn't anything that deserves a word. We don't even have a word for dare in our language. The closest a proclamation would be worthless fucking bullshit, waste of time for silly little children. Oh, wow. Is that the title of a movie, too? Yes, it's the title of every dumb movie you ever liked. That isn't even true and doesn't make sense. Anyway, how could we have made a dare if I'm moving backwards on your timeline? You would dare me to do something, then I would do it next time, but then you wouldn't even remember the dare because we didn't make it yet. That's what isn't true and doesn't make sense, you damp bag of puke. Well, yeah, the dare never happened. I was joking around and made that up to give you a hard time. You have sounding stupid down to such a science. Where is your lab coat and test tubes, Dr. Brain Professor? I'm wearing a lab coat. Sort of. You look like an elf. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. You look like you should be blowing into a funny little shell and limbering up for a silly cookie dance. Do you even have elves? Yes. Let's compare which fantasy creatures that don't exist we both do or don't not have. What a fucking great idea. John. What? You asked about the reckoning, so why don't we talk about that instead of all these pretty much terrible things? Okay. Yeah, so when the reckoning starts happening, all these paradise clones get shifted off to meteors, flung through sky and defense portals, and sent back to Earth. End of story, I guess. Bye. Wait, so that means we are all sort of like Superman. Yeah, I guess. Cool. You all trace the mythological footsteps of your beloved human Superman, who's really just a muscular Caucasian alien. It's hilarious how humans worship him as a pinnacle of human heroism and virtue, but he isn't even human. Actually, it's incredibly pathetic, but also in a way kind of admirable, because it means deep down you all must realize who your daddy is. We are, bitches. Yeah, Superman is pretty cool, I guess. Do you know Nicolas Cage was almost going to play Superman one time? Oh, my throbbing flemlode! Who gives a barfing fuck about that? John Egbert, you have assassinated my patience. Adios, loser. Wait, get back to me in a couple minutes, okay? It's just fine. I hope, dew on the grass, the only current viewer, that you are enjoying these voices. I am sacrificing myself for you and for every viewer who will watch the VOD on the YouTube channel or Twitch. Bot. Damn it. Phase palm times 2 combo. AR. Shred. You are ripping up so many hellacious shreds. This fierce city biz nasty is getting so delirious. Fuck. Deliriously rude brazen it. Okay, you lost the handle on that sentence. Oh my god, is that what you think it is? This thing is so completely illegal. How could this atrocity be floating out here unnoticed all this time? You're going to throw whoever is responsible into the slammer. You always call jail the slammer when you are extra angry at crimes. Go in. I was once in your shoes. What do you mean once in my shoes? Who are you? There is a large elevator platform ahead. Go down. Below there is a dark, cavernous room. Near the platform is a time capsule. It has deployed a seat and waits for something to be deposited and for the clock to be set. It is all harmless enough. Still no signs of any perpetrator. 7,000 pages later, and to this day I have lost a full semitone of falsetto to my car cab voice. Fucking hell, I am going to die, aren't I? Search premises. Deeper into the darkness of the room, there is some complicated lab equipment. Again, nothing particularly unusual for this jurisdiction. There's John's dad's hat. There's literally just a gap that I can't sing through. Fuck. Examine equipment. There is a large monitor. Displayed on it is a small human girl in a fancy house. The date is April 21, 1910. 8 days prior, the orphan girl was taken in by an aristocratic southern colonel and legendary humorist. It's Colonel Sassacare! Drink more water. You know what? I'm going to take your advice, Dew on the Grass. I'm going to fill up my water bottle just now before I continue reading. Alright, I'm back. Just to make sure, are you able to hear me? Sometimes my mic stops working when I close it. Okay, perfect. He recovered the young lady from a crater where a bakery once stood, operated by a man's wife, a notable baked goods baroness. There is an explosion in the colonel's backyard. Land sakes alive. We are cooking with petrol now. The colonel and his new granddaughter investigate. The impact site is where a doghouse once stood moments ago. It was the magnificent abode of the man's beloved pet, Hallie. He takes a belt from the old julep flask. He'd sooner perish himself than lose that dear animal. People would think reports of the man's death were greatly exaggerated, but they weren't. This is exactly why babies should not be allowed to dual-wield flintlock pistols. An old colonel lost, but a new brother gained. Aha! There's Haley. The youngsters adore their new guardian. Good dog. Best friend. The young boy has difficulty pronouncing the name, though. It sounds more like Harley when he says it. Of fucking course. That's where Jade Harley comes from. It comes from the fucking baby having the same issues with pronunciation as me. AR fast forward. 13 years later, the boy develops a taste for adventure. He and his guardian bid farewell. His sister is sad. She will be left all alone with the wicked pastry baroness. She can handle it, he tells her. He believes in her. This all seems pointless to you, and immaterial to the crime that has been committed. Though you do find it odd that the Aperifier target has been fixed over that especially stupid-looking animal. You hear the elevator platform. Someone is coming. That animal, Hallie, is Beck. The omnipotent dog. It is a high-ranking agent from your kingdom. Could he be the man behind this crime? Could his intent be mutinous? You know the agents to be far too dangerous to take into custody. Hide behind some equipment and observe. He appears to be holding some notebooks, also what appears to be a pair of juice-stained envelopes. Only one of the books is useful to him. The envelopes are useless, and he couldn't make it through more than a paragraph of the other book. Some weird thing about wizards. He discards them. The spare notebook lands on the floor. The envelopes land in the seed. The time capsule stores the seed, and on account of some default setting is programmed to bloom several 100 million years from now. The capsule then readies a new seed. The agent approaches another device near the large monitor. John, get trolled by CG in an insane and linear manner. Okay, I got back to you. Are you happy? Yeah, sure, I guess. You don't even know it yet, but you are about to start passing out bunnies like they're cheap cigars. It's going to be an embarrassing display. What are you talking about? Yeah, exactly, numbskull. Let's just have our chat. Then it can naturally occur to you to be an idiot in the due course of time. Okay. I was sort of mulling it over while looking at all these babies with guns and sitting on ponies and things. How the reckoning takes them back. And how you said our reckoning starts sooner. Yeah? Are you sure it has to start so soon? Can't we delay it? It starts in a few minutes, stupid. See that countdown clock over there? You aren't delaying anything. Oh, dang. Oh, there's no countdown clock here. I guess I better get off this meteor then. Well, I mean, it doesn't happen all at once. First some smaller meteors go, then bigger ones, spread out over like 24 hours or so. It's supposed to be like go time when it starts. Like it's time to hurry up and stop fucking around and kill the boss. Get it? The rock you're on doesn't blast off right away. Too bad, because it would have spared you from making a fool of yourself in a couple minutes. And more importantly, spared me from having to watch. Okay, well, you keep saying how doomed we are and how all this bad stuff happens sooner, but you never say why. What happens in our game that's different from yours and makes things go so badly? Jack Noir. Who is Jack Noir? An agent of Durst who flipped out and rose to power. He killed your Black King and Queen, and now he's in charge. So you didn't have him in your game? No, we did. But he was harmless. Actually, he was an ally, sort of. He settled a grudge against the Queen by helping us dethrone and exile her. And then he wound up exiled himself, and sort of kept helping us through a command terminal on our old planet. He's kind of a huge asshole, though, but because he took the Queen out of the picture, when we got to Skya, we only had one monarch to deal with instead of two. Of course, it was a nasty, giant, 12 times prototype Black King that took forever to kill, just barely in time before the biggest meteors came, but still. I see. So after he got exiled and all that, he came here into our game and caused all this trouble? No, God! Egbert, you are thicker than that hideous joke book you waddle around with. Try to think more abstractly. Think about video games. Watch an Earth game you like to play. Name one. Crash Bandicoot? Okay, I don't know what that is, but I have a feeling it's a really lame example. That's fine. It's not the point. So let's say you play your Bandicoot and I play my Bandicoot. They are essentially the same Bandicoot, same appearance and design and behaviors, but they are still completely separate Bandicoots on separate screens. So we both have our own ass Bandicoots to ourselves. The same, but different. Our Jax is the same, but different too. Same guy, different circumstances, different outcomes. Our Jack trumped the Queen, but got no further. Your Jack got the best of both of them, and is now something higher than a Queen or a King. Like an ace? Sure, okay. Okay, I think I get it. But how did he do this? What was different about what we did versus what you did? Frankly, I have no idea what the original thing that tipped the scale was. It is under investigation, but it doesn't really matter. The worst is yet to come. For you. Oh no. What's the worst thing? Already told you. Damn it. Oh, hey, sorry, hold on. This little lady's bugging me about something. Yeah, you might as well get it over with and give her the lousy rabbit already. Oh man, I just had the best idea. This is so perfect. A blonde mother and daughter together. This is totally perfect. Perfect for what? Flexing your formidable mental handicap like a fucking heavyweight for the next several minutes? Oh wait, let me check. The answer is yes. It is like that scene in Con Air. I will give her the bunny like I am Nick Cage fresh out of the slammer. Fuck. I wish I had a filthy wife beater on. Oh well. Just ugh. I'm going to be honest, despite how difficult it is on my throat. Voicing Carcat's probably my best voice. I'm good with very emotional voices. John, reunite with your loving wife and daughter.
How do I get through one night without you? If I had to live without you,
What the fuck?
what kind
No,
of
I'm gonna get a
life
copyright.
would that be?
On the previous episode, I got like, not a copyright strike, but like just informed that this song was copyrighted.
You're my world, my heart, my soul. If you ever leave, baby, that would take away everything good in my life. Without you, there'd be no sun in my sky. There'd be no love in my life. There'd be no world left for me. Oh, and baby, I don't know what I would do. I'd be lost if I lost you. If you ever leave, baby, that would take away everything that's real.
This is stupid. Yeah, right.
Tell me now, how do I live without you? I wanna know, how do I breathe without you? If you ever go, how will I ever
Someone's gonna kill a rabbit.
survive? It's Smalley on guitar, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
John pulls out the wife beater.
I hear you. I hear you in here. In my heart. So good on my eardrums. Yeah.
Arrow, please show up.
You got that Telecaster twang. Swinging into my soul.
It's over. Jesus. I am lucky that even though this shit is copyrighted, that the copyright holders are not actively giving strikes. I am so fucking lucky. Because that means I can actually have this play and not suffer the consequences. I agree, it's definitely a really cool flash. Personally, I do prefer The Flash with Dave's brother pulling a fucking Zorro and pulling out a sword against a goddamn meteor. But this is still cool. There's a full cover by Guy Bowman. Oh my god. I'm gonna need to check that out later. I say later because I don't know the copyright on that one. I don't know the copyright on that one, and I'm not gonna risk it. I will listen to it later though. End of Act 4. That was it? I well then it was good. I mean, I already knew the Homestuck music team was good. They had fucking Toby Fox on there, but still, it was good. End of Act 4. Congrats to me. I now get to put the act. It'll be a few more pages. Fuck! I thought I was able to put the Act 5 uh title fucking like book 4 Act 5 thing as a thumbnail, but I might not be able to. Dave, get trolled by GC. Dave, what's it smell like? What? Your blood? Fuck off. Dave, give it a little taste for me. Tell me what human blood tastes like. I've been so curious. You're the annoying blind one, aren't you? Yeah, Dave told me about you. God, too many Daves. It's like this big asshole in a cool guy party, but someone forgot to invite all the cool guys. Man, I'm telling you, burns like that are unreal. Where do you even get a burn that's that sick? I bet you can't wait to be a useless piece of shit all day and fall down all these burns. No, you messed that up. Dave, is this you? You know she's blind, 'cause she's not exactly getting them on center. Uh. Did you try to draw the shades on his face and miss? Even the point, he's already wearing shades. It's so perfect that it's so you. This is moronic. Dave, tell me what your blood smells like, or I'll make another one. And I know these hurt your feelings. I don't know what it smells like or tastes like, but I sure as hell know what it looks like. Like a fucking symphony on my retinas. Shit is beautiful, like a little vermilion picnic on my hands. Every day I open my eyes and find poetry in even the simplest things. Just one of those little joys in life you take for granted, you know? This miraculous gift of vision. Dave, check it out. I figured it out. This has got to be you. This is even more off center than the previous one. She getting blinder? I could give myself a hernia trying to be as big a douche as that guy. I could try, but it would wind up like a motorcycle stunt gone horribly wrong. My broken body would flop and tumble around like a rag doll. Oh god, I can't breathe. And yet, as much as that guy's tooliest dude I could ever hope to meet, he and I would still get along famously, 'cause we can both see. Just him and me, having a sea party, like a couple of eagle-eyed bros, peeping us shit up into the wee hours. I like how Dave is not even holding back. He's going straight for the haha, you're fucking blind. Dave, can I come to your sea party? I guess, but you'll have to be careful not to stumble around, bumping into all the gorgeous masterpieces hiding around everywhere. God, so beautiful to look at with my perfect eyesight. Can I lick the paintings? Yeah, that's fine. Jade, get trolled by AT. Adios, Toreador. Fuck! Gonna have to put on the nerd voice. Jade! Hi, is your robot nearby? Uh, where you can type, because you're asleep. Oh, yes, it appears so. Okay, in that case, are you having a pleasant nap? I guess. I've been pretty busy here. I had to stay asleep for a long time because John is supposed to wake up soon. But he just won't wake up. Pretty sure I'm supposed to be the one to wake him, but I don't know what to do. Huh? Oh, sorry, I was looking to see if I could see him to be awake in the future, but I can't see in his dreams or anything. Oh, well, thanks for trying anyway, but you will wake up soon, it looks like. So maybe this means you have success? I hope so. What am I doing when I wake up? Oh, goodness, there's so much going on, and there's a lot of trouble that you're in. Oh no! But what it comes down to is that you don't have much time anyway. This is your last day before you make the rift, and then I can't see what happens after that anymore, which is okay with me, because to be honest, seeing your whole big future and past is kind of overwhelming. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's so complicated. Don't even know what I should be accomplishing. I think using these gadgets and things in my timeline advantages to play pranks on you. That sounds like it would be fun, but you guys never even played pranks on me. You were always just kind of mean. Sorry, I think. The odd thing about trolling is, if you use it to troll people, I think you are just as likely to get trolled yourself, maybe even more badly, which I think is what's going on here, just between you and me. Well, I know I haven't trolled you guys, or not yet. No, but you sort of are. My friend is going crazy. He wants to talk to you. He left you a message a long time ago on your timeline to talk to him when your robot blows up. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. Does it really blow up, or was that another trick? I don't know. Can't see it blow up in your future. Not on screen. I mean, there are lots of explosions all the time. Anyways, too many explosions. You could ask me in the future. Okay, I'll ask. Okay, you said, yes, it did blow up, and you talked to him, and then you said he was actually a pretty nice guy, which I thought was weird. Is he not a nice guy? Not really. Hmm. Well, maybe he's just been through some tough times. Maybe you should give him the benefit of the doubt. For whatever it's worth, I think you're a pretty nice guy too. Okay, thank you. This man later gets crippled. Also, you seem to be the only one who ever thinks to talk to me while I'm asleep. Why is that? Oh, I guess that it makes sense, because you have a robot to let you say things that happen on Prospect. I'm curious, because the only time I ever had fun playing this game was when I was asleep. But now our dream selves are dead. Oh no, dream selves can die? Yeah, I never knew that, or even thought about it. It doesn't make sense though. Yeah. So enjoy your nap while it lasts. Bye. Oh my God, the fact that his favorite part was is he wait, do his legs already not work and that's why him being a is that why he loved his dream self? Because of the fact that his legs don't work anymore? I'm curious. I need to figure that out. Rose, get trolled by GA. Let me get some water first. Grim Auxiliatrix began trolling Tentacle Therapist. Hello again. Are we friends yet at this point in time? I would speculate that if we are not by now, then it's probably not to be. Pardon? Furthermore, which Rose have you chosen to be this time? The stupid Rose or the smart Rose? I'm a little busy. Sounds like you are attempting to be the smart Rose this time. Please take note of the subtle scorn underlying the selection of the word attempting. Smart Rose should get a kick out of that. Smart Rose is all about subtle scorn, isn't she? That sounds about right. Whereas Dumb Rose doesn't capitalize letters even when discussing the proper names of human monsters in Earth cinema. I think you should establish a greater commitment to a single role-playing scenario. Honestly, I was looking forward to playing along and reading your Dumb Rose script for our next conversation, but it turned out there was a perfectly logical explanation for it all. Imagine my disappointment, while I imagined yours, once you finally catch on. I seriously don't understand anything. What are you talking about? I'd love to explain in detail and cause some sort of time paradox, but you see, this revelation may be as startling as any. I'm a little busy. I believe I understand. It was I who did something to provoke your scorn in a previous conversation, once one which I have not had yet. Yes, that is definitely a conclusion you have just now drawn. The only thing left to do is write out the next several conversations while you maintain that understanding, and while I maintain the chilly facade you have grown to so enjoy from Smart Rose, which shouldn't be too difficult, because, have I mentioned, I'm busy. Goodbye. Fine. Dave, keep getting trolled by GC. Dave, I finally got it. Oh, hell. I finally figured it out, once and for all. This is you. It's getting more off center each time. That okay, that's pretty amazing. Oh god, it's just so perfect. There's a cool dude and his bro right there, adventuring through time and playing pinball in bro haven together. Tell me what isn't so fucking perfect. Hey, speaking of which, where is my bro anyway? Haven't seen him at all since I got here. Davis probably doesn't know. You can see everything that goes on, right? Or like smell it or whatever. How does that even work? How do you use a computer and know what's going on? It doesn't make sense. My face doesn't make sense. Dave, your face doesn't make sense. Doesn't make. Damn it! But actually, your face does make sense to my nose and my tongue. You. I'm sorry, Dave, that you will never experience the sensory bouquet that I enjoy every day. That I ensconce myself in like a warm and comfy bathrobe made of flavor and melody. Oh, okay. So the dumbest and most far-fetched explanation imaginable. Okay, got it. Anyway, I don't know where your bro is. As far as I can tell, you never see him again between now and the rift. Too bad he won't be around to bail you out again like he did when you entered. Man, don't remind me about that. So embarrassing. It's okay. I won't tell you, John, about it. I know that's what you're worried about. Okay, cool. But look, you don't need to be upset about not having your bro to lean on anymore. Who's upset? About time the dude gave me a little space. But, okay, whatever you say, but that's not the point. The point is I will help you instead, Dave. Is that cool? I guess. I know everything that's going to happen to you. I can tell you before it happens, so you can be ready. And I have to go back in time and get killed all the time, and stand on a toilet looking at your own blood for 10 minutes. Alright, so what's next? First, you go through the gate, and when you go through, you will go to another place in your wild cherry lava land, and you will quickly meet some friendly crocodiles. They will try to eat you, but that is just their way of being friendly. You shouldn't be scared. Why would I be scared? Dave, please. You're crying like a little boy. It's happening right here in front of my nose. Your tears taste delicious, kind of like something you wouldn't know about. A troll delicacy called cotton candy. Oh, I don't see him crying, but maybe he is. We have candy, dump ass. Descend. Okay, now the question is what's going to mean to descend? Oh, it's going to be with Dave. He's falling down. He's riding the fucking meteor. Oh my god. That's my goat. That's my fucking goat. That's my fucking goat. I was right. He pulled us off. That's a mutated Beck. Oh my god, the art is not MSPA Adventures anymore, Jesus. Now it's back. Jack, you are destroying planets like you fucking freeze us. Oh, that's my goal. Hear that? Come on, John, wake the fuck up. That may have been perhaps the coolest of. It's not even done yet. And all that is within Beck, because Beck's the space warping demigod. This may have been the coolest one yet out of all the like slides. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. It got so much information explained to you perfectly. It was by God, I'm gonna continue. This was fucking beautiful. I'm gonna continue for another extra hour. This time we're having a 3 hour stream because I'm just that fucking invested. End of Act 4. Rose Ingress. This is my final entry. My co-players and I have made every earnest attempt, with occasional relapse, to play this game the right way. I have been meticulous in documenting the process to help our peers and successors through the trials should we fail. In my hubris, I believed these classes were relegated to the earthbound, but in even this quaint supposition I was in error. Our otherworldly antagonists have assured us of our inevitable failure repeatedly. While the gods whisper corroboration in my sleep, I believe them now. I just blew up my first gate. I'm not sure why I did it really. I'm not playing by the rules anymore. I'll fly around this candy-coated rock and comb the white sand until I find my answers. No one can tell me our fate can't be repaired. We've come too far. I've jumped out of the way of a burning fucking tree, for God's sake. I have used a spell to rip this walkthrough from Earth's decaying network, and sealed it in one of the servers floating in the furthest ring. The gods may disperse the signal throughout the cosmos as they wish. Perhaps he'll be of use to past or future species who, like us, have been ensnared by Gaia's malevolent tendrils. In case it wasn't clear, magic is real. Pardon my egress. You're on your own now. I am very curious as to what this means for her character. I'm going to analyze the shit out of this when the time comes because it feels like Homestuck is getting to the point where beforehand the characters remain mostly the same, but you could understand what the main idea is, and now it's going to go from That to fucking peak character arcs and characterization based off of that, off of this text. People used to skip Act 5. Well, we're gonna see if they are wrong for that now. Hours in the future. The war-weary calls another broken planet home. Another cloth his garb, land in rags fit for the wayward. A villain becomes a vagabond. The recent past is recalled. An accursed mascot is located among fallen brethren, its visage reviled. A rag of souls drifts from the heavens, its owner a mystery. It's John's. A boy finds a dead friend, her ring recovered. The boy sees himself in a cloud, his destination revealed. Oh, skip to Pat. Oh, skip to Act 5. That feels really stupid, given the whole thing is with a story is that you build up to the big character stuff. You build up to it. You don't go halfway through. You don't go from fucking Lord of the Rings. You don't skip the first one because that's not where the action is. You go through all of it so you can understand the importance of the themes. Because in the beginning is where the themes start. And then they are built up to the top, in the middle, and then there's a slow end. That's how fucking stories work. This is basic stories, storytelling, story structure. Why would people skip to it? That's stupid. Hours in the future. A mistress becomes a mendicant. The recent past is recalled. A communication device is borrowed. A rendezvous arranged. The slayer is summoned. The collateral presented. The drawl is beckoned. The bargain honored. The boy finds the castle. His courier's path crossed. The mail is delivered. An obligation satisfied. The package is opened. Letters read. John. John, from what I hear tell, you've been through a bit of an adventure by the time you're reading this. That's so great. I love adventure, and I bet my bottom boonbuck you do too. Think we are birds of a feather, John. I'm pretty eager to meet you. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned we are going to meet someday. I hear you like movies. Is that right, John? I love movies too. Have you ever seen Weekend at Bernie's? So friggin' hilarious. It's hard to talk to Jade about movies because she doesn't really know. Wait, what the fuck? Wait a fucking minute. This isn't Jade? Who is this? I forget. I hear you like movies. Is that right, John? I love movies too. Have you ever seen Weekend at Bernie's? So friggin' hilarious. It's hard to talk to Jade about movies because he doesn't really know about movies. But I'm sure you know that. Boring. Just kidding, Jade. You know I love you and I think you're a blast. Okay, speaking of Jade, we spent quite a long time working on this present for you. It was a big team effort, okay? I had to do quite a lot of arm twisting to get her to go along with helping me make such an oddball present for you and so well in advance. But I had my arm sort of twisted myself to get this going in the first place. But then she came around to the idea because she can see the future. Pretty amazing if you ask me. It'll all be clear later. Gad Gadzooks, with all this arm twisting, I've been getting a good workout. We could wrestle when we meet, John. I love to wrestle, but I don't get a chance to wrestle with anyone that much. Do you like to get into fisticuffs, John? Scrums and whatnot? Me too. Anyway, you should listen to Jade from here on out, John, because she sure seems to know what's best for you. Whatever your adventure throws at you, I'm sure she'll tell you you can handle it. She believes in you. There's another page to this letter. There's a letter from a different author. Dear John. Dear John, happy birthday! Even though it's super late and you probably went through a lot of trouble to get it. I really hope this present cheers you up. You looked so sad while you were reading my letter. Which is to say, the one you are reading now. I can explain. You see, when I go to sleep in my dreams, I wake up on the moon of a planet called Prospit. By now you must know about this place. I have lived here in my dreams most of my life, and I made so many friends there over the years. And now you were there too, but you were asleep. The fact you are awake now, I think, means all my friends are in trouble. And you're awake because it is your job to help them. We'll both help them. But I know these things because while I was on the moon, whenever I passed through Skya, I could see lots of things in the clouds. The past, the future, stuff about our friends, stuff about you. Now that you're awake and apparently at the center of Skya, wow, you should be able to see stuff in the clouds too. Maybe you already have. About this present, my pen pal helped me work on it. He included a letter too. He's really funny and silly. I like him a lot and I think you would too. Took a long time between the two of us. And sure, the present looks like a fun and completely ridiculous thing to get, but it's also really important. You are getting it exactly when you need it most. Maybe that's hard to believe, but it's true. I saw it happen already. I don't see everything, John, and I definitely don't know everything that's going to happen. But when I do know something, I always try to do my best and help people in the future. When I'm supposed to, that is. You get the hang of it. John, I am really looking forward to seeing you when you wake up. It's been nice playing with my prospician friends and all, but also kind of lonely knowing you were in the other tower sleeping and having lousy dreams. I'm not sure when I am, not where I am when you are reading this, but I'm sure I'll make it down where you are soon. Geez, how did you get down there? Oh, well, I'll find out. I can't wait to fly around the moon with you and show you all my favorite places. It'll be so much fun. Jade. A boy's grief is interrupted. His ring sought. That's the present. It's It's a fucking god. The toy has taken a new master. The tactician a misstep. Check. Hours in the future. A regulator becomes a renegade. The recent past is recalled. A temple is fled and soon revisited. A nearby laboratory is also revisited. Its satellites dispatched. A sleeping boy is found, rumbling ominous. The lab is in flight, its exits inoperative. Another public servant makes a sacrifice. A citizen's safety secured. A tyrant is retreating. A battleship landing. Oh, that's fucking depressing. A grandfather mourns. A family tradition honored. It's it is like kind of fucking creepy, but it is also very sad. A queen mourns. A kingdom bid farewell. Hours in the future. Her journey through the windswept must be walked alone. Her entourage bid farewell. A queen becomes a questioned. And then years. A key is employed. A command station repaired. Oh my lord. He gets it back. There's another cloud. And inside, a dark laboratory, unused for years. And inside, a fourth wall, pilfered from a bureaucrat's office and absconded with years ago. Isn't turned on, but if it was, this is almost certainly what we would see. Show recap log. Picking up from where we left off, I typed a really long recap. Then some other stuff happened. CG helped John fly to the second gate, which took him to Rose's world, Lolar. He crashed into Rose's room where he found her asleep. He snooped through her room, and Dave tricked him into giving him the code to duplicate Rose's writing journal. John opened the package Rose made for his birthday. It contained a bunny from Con Air, the same one John got from Dave, but older and dirtier, and modified with Rose's knitting. She'd had the bunny since he was very young. John leaves Cassie the Salamander, Bubbles Vincroy von Salamancer, in the room. You do not have to read this recap. Oh, but I want to. I'm interested in what this man's going to recap. I like all the information. He briefly speaks with GA from Rose's computer and pretends to be Rose. She believes he is, triggering a convoluted series of conversations between her and the real Rose in both the past and future, in no particular order. GA gets help with her computer from TA in time to see Rose at her computer, having woken up. How long is it? It's fairly long. Okay, you know what? I will be nice and I will read this myself later. Save. I will go back to this later when I want to read it. Act 5. Elsewhere in paradox space, we examine another planet forgotten by time, but we will strive to remember what was this planet's name. Enter name. Why they're typing in Elder Scrolls? They're typing in the tongue of oblivion. By fucking God. Ha ha. Nice one, Smarty Pants. Really hilarious. But let's get a real here. No more clowning around. Try again. This is much better. In fact, as it happens, your guess is precisely correct. What are the odds? We examine the planet Alternia. Somewhere on this planet, there is a young troll. Hivebent. This young troll stands in his respite block. It just so happens that today, the 12th Bilinar Perigi of the 6th Dark Seasons equinox, is the day of this young troll's larval awakening, also known as his wriggling day. Though it was 6 solar sweeps ago he was given life, it is only today he will be given a name. 6 Alternian solar sweeps, for convenient reference, is equivalent to 13 Earth years. Earth, also for convenient reference, is a planet that does not yet exist. What will the name of this young troll be? Enter name. You enter something predictably derogatory, and this guy gets fed up by your shenanigans in record time. This guy has a lot of troll pals, and their adventures are going to be quite extensive and convoluted, to an even greater degree than one perhaps may be accustomed. He thinks that if you think that we have time to drag out every little gag and expected pattern along the way, you've got another thing coming. He thinks you should cram that sobering understanding in your chitinous windhole, and tamp it down hard with your ugly, stupid-looking cartilage nub. Congratulations, you are 25% through Homestuck. Let's fucking go! 25%, baby! I can do this! I'm enjoying it so far. And I'm gonna be honest. I thought there was like 6 arcs, but if there's a lot more, I am very happy because I am very interested in these characters simply due to the fact that I can see potential. I said this before, but earlier, by the end of Act 4, it felt like the actual characterization and character arcs and narrative and everything was gonna pick up and go from really good to fucking peak. And I'm very interested to see how it goes. Try again. Your name is Karkat Vontos. As was previously mentioned, it is your wriggling day, which is barely even worth mentioning. It is an anniversary, if anything, to lament the faults of your existence, of which there are assuredly meant plenty. Equally plenty, and somewhat related to that topic, are your interests. You have a passion for ridiculously terrible romantic movies and rom-coms. You should really be embarrassed for liking this dreadful cinema, but for some reason you are not. You like to program computers, but you are notoriously pretty awful at it. Your programs invariably damage the machines on which they are executed, which is just as well, since you like to believe you specialize in computer viruses. When you mature, you aspire to join the ranks of the most lethal members of your society, the cushioners. You like to practice with your really cool sickle, but just wind up looking like kind of a doofus by yourself in your room. Before we continue, I'm going to drink some water. You like to chat with some of your other troll pals, most of which drive you batshit up the fucking belfry. But you have been trying out a new chat client beta called Trollian, and you are not really sure what you think about it yet. Your troll tag is carcinogeneticist, and you speak in a manner that is almost exclusively ornery all the time. Later, you will play a game with 5 other friends and go on a big adventure with them. This game, for convenient reference, is a game that does not yet exist, but it will soon. What will you do? Carcat. Examine slimy purple pod. It is your Recuperacoon, full of nourishing sopper slime. Every young troll enjoys the cozy embrace of such a vessel each night, and the relaxing ooze helps assuage the terrible visions of blood and carnage that plague the dark subconscious of your species. It is so inviting, a few minutes couldn't hurt. Get in. Okay, this sure is cozy and all, but you can't be napping all day like a chump. Damn it, you're a busy guy. You're sort of a big deal. Goddamn slime. I have to change your clothes too. What were you thinking? Luckily, all your clothes are the same. Trolls think fashion is stupid. Yeah, trolls think fashion is stupid. You're telling me I've seen 2 trolls who look like they'd be on a fucking cover of Vogue. Examine movie posters. Okay, it's time to get serious here. Sweet troll Jesus. Let's get real and get down to some major business. You space out and get caught up reading the titles of the films for about 5 minutes. Wow, these movies are great. I don't care what anyone says. Pure magic. Is that John Cusack? The thing that most people don't realize is that John Cusack is a universal constant. This movie, okay, this one even you have a hard time defending, but still, it's so good. The best thing about it is how Troll Sandler doesn't make you want to punch anything. Like, nothing at all. Really hard or anything. Capture log sickle. You grab your trusty sickle with your encryption modus. To retrieve it, you'll need to hack the code to open the card vault left behind. This will obviously prove to be a completely ridiculous and untenable way of managing an inventory, and lead to a great many follies. Later on, you will swap your modus with your hacker friend, a guy who, unlike you, happens to be competent with programming. It only makes sense, but for the time being, it makes your life kind of a nightmare. There are so many stupid things that happen because of this modus. So many, you just have no idea. Take Card Vault. God damn it. You hear some unhappy grumbling through the hole below. This is not the coolest thing you could have done just now. Examine large black book. Make sure not to capture log it, and simply pick it up and read it. Troll Will Smith. It is a thick programming manual called AF, a handbook for the eminently deceased. AF is an insufferable language to work with. Its logic is composed of nothing but infinite loops, or at best, loops of effectively interminable construction. The above page is the intro section documents the simplest possible AF code structure. Any code deviating from this basic structure will not compile. You have a whole bunch of code samples you've been messing around with on your computer. It's been frustrating at best and debilitating to your machine at worst. Leave your room. You step outside your respite block onto one of your hive's numerous extraterrestrial landing slats. You were allowed to design this hive when you were young, after you emerged victorious from your trials deep into brooding caverns. You have lived here with your custodian ever since. It's almost as if your people have placed great cultural importance on teaching children to become architecturally adept while very young. It's been this way since ancient times. No one seems to know why that is. Getting to build your own hive at a young age using whatever meandering a design you chose likely has left you jaded to the notion of customizing your abode. You certainly wouldn't get all that worked up about a game that happened to allow you to do such a thing. At least not for that reason. Are these trolls might know about Spurb? That might explain why they're very specific in getting their children architecturally adept while very young, because they know about Spurb, and as such are trying to teach them how to actually make it fucking work. Examine neighborhood. Hive bent. The lawn rings are empty. Blood skims the voids in your porous cranial plates, as if grazing the hollow of a threshed stem, or say an abandoned cocoon. A sour note is produced. It's the one agitation plays to make its audience squirm. It is your sixth wriggling day, and as with all five preceding it, blah 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 blah. Look, you don't have time for fancy poetry. It's almost as useless as those arm swing flappy things on mailboxes, assuming you even knew what those were. But you don't. Trolls don't have mail. Mail is almost as useless as poetry to them. Poetry is a swing arm flappy dealy of words, and whale is a red, tilty lever doodad of giving people shit. Frankly, you don't know what about things skimming voids or grazing hollows or whatever. You've got ambition. You are meant to be a big shot, to be in charge of something huge and really important, and to be totally ruthless about it. You just haven't found the dominion in which you're destined for greatness yet, or even a vague concept of it. You haven't found your purpose, but you will tonight. You stew in your own impotent aggravation in the cool dusk breeze. During the dark seasons, it remains dusk for most of the day. It can stay dark for many bilunar periges at a time, but even if it didn't, you would still have this feeling. You have a feeling it's going to be a long night. Go back inside. You head back into your block and hit up your computer station. No word from any of your loudmouth pals. No news is good news. Sweet news to your auricular sponge clutch. Check out magazine. It's the latest issue of Game Grub. This one appears to boast about exclusive leaks. They all boast about that. You're not even really sure what that means. Check out DVD. It is a DVD of one of your favorite series, The Thresh Prince of Bel Air. It's about a green Thresh-executioner cadet who sasses up the Blue Bloods and his Flay squad pretty good. Their blood is literally blue. Lousy snobs, Patrol Will Smith shows them all how to loosen up. He's pretty much your hero. Troll TV shows than have shorter titles than troll movies because TV is a much newer form of media in their society, which is a good thing because it would be pretty hard to make this funny joke otherwise. Get down on to business on computer. Oh, we have lost our one viewer. Rest in peace. Okay, enough messing around time. Time to get some work done, maybe a little programming, or oh god. Uh, hmm. You know what? Let me think. We're going to end this here, folks. We're gonna read the recap, and then we're gonna go. I'm going to like remove this section or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'll remove this section. Oof. I'll read the recap later. It's all right. So that will be it for today, folks. I wish you all a good afternoon, good evening, and good night.